welcome to the Sidegraph Report. We are here today to discuss veteran services, and I'm very fortunate today to have a lot of great people and one K9 representing all things veteran services. And so, without further ado, we are going to introduce Ms. Maggie May and Kathy from the VFW. We also have Jesse Putnam here from Lawrence County VA, Ashton Critchlow from Civil Air Patrol, and Hugh Coryea from Agent Orange Veterans. Say that one more time.
Veterans Agent Orange Veteran Project.
That's right. Veterans Agent Orange Veterans Project. Thank you for that. I know I wrote it right outside. So Maggie is going to give us supply us with a few sound effects here. But I'm going to ask good for that. So the first question I have for Kathy and Miss Maggie is I know that Maggie is being trained to be a service dog.
More therapy dog.
Therapy dog.
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
She's a work in progress right now.
Okay.
So.
And I do definitely thank you both for coming. And you mentioned that Maggie is 5 months old.
Yes.
So Maggie is 5 months old, and she is being trained to be a therapy dog.
Yes.
And so, what things are involved with that?
Well, she has to go through a lot of obedience training to calm her down and to listen when I tell her to do something, to be calm when she meets someone. So she would be good for the veterans.
Okay.
I want to take her into nursing homes and maybe even hospitals to visit with children.
Nice.
But she has to be, calm and obedient. And when a child or anybody walks up to her, she has to be calm so they don't knock them over.
Okay.
So she's, like I said, she's a work in progress.
Okay. Well, let me see now. I'm learning a lot about this whole process from others about the therapy dogs and the importance of that. But I do know that when we were all coming in today, we got to meet Miss Maggie. Everyone just wanted to greet her and see her.
Yeah.
And the feeling seemed to be mutual. Like Maggie wanted to.
She's a very friendly dog. She's just still real hyper right now because of being a puppy.
And
Hey.
Does Maggie get the zoomies?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. She's making her voice be heard.
Well, I'm really glad. I know it's a non-traditional setup. Usually when you have like podcasts when folks get to talk to each other, it's a bunch of folks around the table offering their opinions and drinking from bottles of water instead of bowls.
Maggie.
But Maggie is also contributing her thoughts right now, and I'm sure if folks out there have their dogs watching, they'll understand everything that Maggie is saying about, service dog training and therapy, the differentiation between therapy dog and service dog.
Yeah. Well, a service dog is what a service person would use to be able to go out to the community. Therapy dog is just to take in to get them calm and show them that people care,
Well,
help them through a difficult time just by visiting with her.
Well, I know that they have them in hospitals, and I have been in the hospital when they have the therapy dogs walked around, and I can truly attest that just like when Maggie walked in the door here, not dog, how we were all so happy to see her, and she just has a great effect on people.
Yeah, she has her own personality right now. Like we do a lot of clashes.
She's definitely contributing also to this.
Yes. Yes, she is.
So, yeah, and you were about to say?
No, I was just saying, when she gets through this, I think she is going to be good for it. The veterans and stuff.
Okay, good. And how long?
Well, she's finishing up level 1 tomorrow. Maggie, quiet. She's finishing up level 1 tomorrow, and if she passes her tests, then she'll continue on to level 2, which is more intense obedience, and then she goes to level 3, and then after that, then I'll have to take her to get her certified.
Okay.
if she passes them all.
Okay,
So hopefully she does. That's my goal.
good, good. And now, is your other dog or dogs, do they do service?
No, they do not. No. I was going to do it with Patches and I never did.
Okay,
And I think she's just a little too old now to change her ways.
okay. Well, I can relate, myself.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
have to set my ways on, you know. No, I think, it's great that we can, today we're gonna, show all of the parts of helping veterans. And, I'm very thankful that you brought Maggie here and, we got to discuss, all the things involved. And, I can truly attest that she definitely melts hearts.
She does. And she is going to whenever she gets more calmer. Like I said, she's still got that puppiness going on, so she's headstrong. I should have called her sassy.
So we also have Jesse from Lawrence County VA, and I know that your organization does all kinds of services and stuff for veterans. I'm going to let you take over and talk about some of that while Maggie gets her TREAT. Yeah.
That's always a hard thing for me to describe because our office does do just about everything. Any question a veteran or a family member does have, if we don't know the answer, we will find it for them. Primarily, though, we help with federal, state, and local benefits. We are all accredited veteran service officers for the VA. We have training every year. We fall under the PA Department of Military Veterans Affairs to do claims. And just on a really happy note, the state does their fiscal year from July to July. And last fiscal year, the Lawrence County Veterans Affairs Office brought in close to $3.5 million to the veterans.
Well, that is good, and thank you also, Maggie, for
She's excited that we brought it.
she has figured out how to say TREAT, and she's definitely learned.
Yeah, she knows when to get them.
And so Ashton today is here, and we're thankful that you dropped by also to tell us a little bit about the Civil Air Patrol. And you are a member of the Civil Air Patrol, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I have been in the program for 5 years, or maybe going on 5 years. April of 2021 is when I joined. I can really confidently say that it developed me as a person more than any other extracurricular I've been in. It developed my confidence, leadership, networking skills. Like, I couldn't sit here and talk to you guys if I didn't go through the networking that I went through in the program. It has a wonderful cadet program consisting of both emergency services and aerospace education. So whenever I was in middle school, I could go tell my friends that I flew an airplane yesterday, or I went and did search and rescue training.
That's
And
awesome.
it's just a really cool program. I don't think enough people know about it, but
No, I wasn't aware at all, and I was very thankful. Hugh mentioned that he had reached out to you, and I was really thankful that you showed up because you're bringing awareness, just like Maggie is bringing awareness to the many facets of veteran services that we have, in this town.
yeah. With our squadron's color guard, which I don't think every squadron has a color guard, but the squadrons that do, it's just a good thing to have people trained in.
What is
we-
color guard, if you don't mind me asking?
So it is presenting the state and national flag in a ceremonious way, with 2 riflemen carrying rifles to guard the colors during that process. So in color guard, you can do parades, banquets, or even just an outdoor posting to show the appreciation of the colors and all of the brave men and women that fought for the country.
So let me see. You've also mentioned that you do search and rescue.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you tell me a little bit about that? That's really interesting. I had no awareness.
So I actually have not done training in the search and rescue aspect, but I do know quite a bit about it. You go through many different processes and trainings, and there's a lot of different ways you can get there through Ranger School, which is actually here in Pennsylvania and is held at Hog Mountain, as well as a National Emergency Services Academy that I believe is in Texas, but I'm not sure. But there's just different ways you can get trained in these, and you can go find missing persons or aircraft, and then you can also get trained in aircraft to go on an air crew and find missing people, or go do disaster relief missions.
That's
through
awesome.
Search and rescue.
That's really awesome. I had the privilege of meeting, we have a volunteer search party in this town. Walker's volunteer, search party. And they look for missing persons and stuff, periodically. And, they took me around to some of the sites, and I was really happy that this guy knew a lot about anatomy. So they took me to this one site, and I opened up the back door of their vehicle, and I saw a rib cage right there. And so I can go from 0 to 10 pretty quickly. I was like this. But then, like I said, I was very thankful that he knew a lot about anatomy. He's like, that's a deer. So, but for when you do the search parties and stuff, is that usually after like a big weather event or something, or
the Civil Air Patrol can get sent out to do searches for missing people or aircraft in many different scenarios. So if an airplane crashes or any kind of aircraft crashes, Civil Air Patrol can be sent out on the ground and into the air to go find that aircraft and any people who may have been in it. And if somebody goes missing, just in any way, Civil Air Patrol can be sent out to go find them, as well as things like storms and disaster relief. Actually, during the COVID-19 pandemic, cadets and senior members went down to provide food, water, blankets, and vaccines to people.
Wow.
For COVID-19. So.
Yeah, I didn't realize how multifaceted any of this was. I know, I apologize. I knew some of what Jesse's organization does. And I think, I wanted to have a broadcast like that where we can Sorry. It's okay. You don't need to be sorry. She's great. Where we can show people, all the different things that are out there and stuff. So I'm really thankful to be a part of that, letting you, having you all speak and tell a bit about, what you do and about your organizations and such. And so Hugh, I'm going to now take a second to pick on you, and you can, tell us the name of your organization again.
The Veterans Age and Orange Veterans Project.
Right. I always, but tell us a bit about, what the organization does. I know it's kind of multifaceted, and I know that some of you folks kind of overlap with each other.
Yes.
And that you'll probably be seeing each other at certain things like the stand down and stuff, which is coming up. Hopefully before we air this broadcast. I made a mistake once of talking about things that were coming up and giving a designate the actual date when something came up, and then we did the post production, and we were just literally on the day or something. But that really stand out, I feel kind of safe talking about because it happens every year.
It does for 15 years. It's happened every year.
Okay, good. Thank you for telling me that.
October 3rd.
Okay. Okay. And it's always at Cascade Park?
Not always, but for the past couple years, it has been Cascade.
Okay. Okay, good. So, Hugh, can you tell us a bit about Veterans Age and Orange Veterans Project?
What we do is we take care of our great veterans. So we give them gift cards. We have a lot of VA guys that reach out to our organization for gas cards and food money that we give them. We also take care of our great veterans at Christmas time that are having a rough time, Easter time, and Christmas. And we honor our great veterans that has passed away from complications of Agent Orange. We have a dog tag tree out of Cascade Park, and we honor our great veterans that has passed away from complications of Agent Orange. We put dog tags on with their name and their branch of service on the tree out of Cascade Park. We do that about every 2 years. We do painting ceremonies for our great veterans from Vietnam to Iraq, Afghanistan, Gulf. I pinned a 103-year-old guy, World War II vet.
Wow.
The oldest or the highest ranking is alumni of Orange County Votech, Melissa Smith. She's I think a lieutenant, if I ain't mistaken. And she spent 4 years in Japan and 4 years in Korea. She just got transferred. I pinned her this summer. She's getting transferred to Mississippi, but she's up for major, I think. So she might be getting leaving again. And then also our organization is we do memorials like we did in we're doing the Jackson Park project. Next year we're going to be doing another park, and we're going to be putting veterans banners around the memorial there. Then next year, I got people that reached out to me. They want to do a stand down for our great veterans too here in Newcastle. So we're going to probably do another stand down too. I have people that want to donate all kinds of things. I was in the restaurant business for 36 years, and I have restaurant people that reach out to me and want to donate. And then at Jackson Park, we're just finishing up. We're going to do 2 things up on the east side. We'll be putting it up there, and then we got the and then September 27th, we're taking over 100 veterans in Washington, D.C. For the changing of the guard. And we just got word, an email the other day that they accepted our application to put a wreath on to the unknown soldier.
Wow.
So there ain't too many organizations that are honored or have the privilege to do that. And we have raised the money to go. 100% is paid for. Any veteran who wants to go, it's paid for 100%. Breakfast, lunch, everything to that. And some of the organizations from the VFW American Legions from the surrounding area of Newcastle have donated. We've got checks anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 from the VFW's American Legion surrounding Newcastle. And we have motorcycle organizations. On the day we go live at 3 o'clock in the morning, we have motorcycle organizations coming in to escort our buses. We have the Shannon Fire Department doing water salute. And we have a professional photographer.
Maggie is also giving some commentary about all the perks. I think that she would like her own tour bus as well. Yeah.
But we have the oldest veteran on board is a 91-year-old woman, and she served in the Navy.
Well, I remember you talking about like some of the things that people aren't really as much aware of about what the organizations do for veterans. Like when people are at a time of crisis, how people, everyone kind of looks out for each other.
I had a crisis probably a couple of weeks ago, and I had 2 people calling me on the phone, screaming and yelling at me, and it just put me over the edge. And I contemplated suicide. And I had a veteran friend of mine that I just don't know by name. I know him personally. He recognized the symptoms on me because I wasn't shaving. I was just irritable. and he called the VA crisis line, and they got me help. Between my doctor and the VA suicide line, they think.
Well, I'm glad that you feel comfortable enough to share that with not just me, but with the audience and stuff. That how people with these organizations, come in and help each other and watch over each other because because suicide is just not something that anyone wants to experience, not just for themselves, but I mean their extended family and network. It impacts a wide circle, and it's just really good that these organizations are all kind of there for the veterans, for if they should experience a crisis. And I want to say to the audience, also for those of you who are not veterans and stuff, that if you are experiencing that type of despair and stuff like that, don't keep that to yourself. Please reach out. There are many organizations. Don't give up. Reach out, ask for help. I mean, a lot of times we've all experienced it. Life is, highs and lows, and sometimes you get lucky. And there's a whole nice stretch of in between, but it isn't always going to be like that. But if you do have a crisis point, and if you do have a low point, please reach out. And even if you're saying that on Facebook, like you're saying, folks, I need help, just reach out. And that's a very important thought that I want to share with everyone, regardless of if you're veterans or not. And Maggie is also very passionate. No. Maggie's also passionate about this issue as well. And so that's good. I mean, that.
Yeah, I just hope her voice doesn't overpower somebody talking.
No, I mean, we knew that we were going to have a dog on the podcast, and sometimes dogs contribute. Maggie, what are you doing? All right. Okay. No, come here. I think it's amazing that she can be as big as she is and still be cute.
Yeah, it's true. I think sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So she still has that baby face.
Yeah, she still has the puppiness going on. So
yeah. So we've all sort of made one lap around the table, but I mean, it would be great if we can just comment or talk a little bit more, and that also includes, I'm not going to say her name now because she's giving us a bit of a break, but I mean, if there's things that you want to talk about, I think you're all going to be at Stand Down. Will you be, Ashton, will you be going to Stand Down?
I'm not 100% sure yet.
Okay.
If I would be there, I'd be there with my squadron, so
Okay.
I'll find out if we're available or how many cadets will be available that day to come to the Stand Down.
Now, can I ask, have you graduated high school yet?
No, not yet. I'm actually going into my senior year tomorrow.
Okay.
So.
And so you have 5 years in civil air control. I believe my cheat sheet here, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But so you started when you were how old? 12, 13?
12, 13, yeah. You can start at 12 and then join until you're 18, but if you're already a cadet before you turn 18, you can stay a cadet until you're 21.
Huh.
And then beyond that, there's adult members where you could join at any age as a senior member. How about the
Mm-hmm. And will you and
well, I will be there. Maggie will not. She will be at home. My husband and I will be there to help Jess out with Stand Down. We helped last year, and it was awesome. A lot of nice gentlemen and females that came through there, and it was so awesome just to see how happy they were and the things that they were provided you know, and the care that they got, the love that they felt, you know, from everybody there. And it does, it warms your heart. I had 4 brothers that were veterans, and my father as well, so it warms my heart. And I did lose a brother through the Camp Lejeune stuff and Agent Orange. My brother Eddie passed away at 46. So it was tough, you know. But I have a heart for the veterans. And that's one reason why I'm going through all this. We did go to a home down in Butler called Colonial Gardens on Easter Sunday. We took them to a full course meal. And they loved it. And the one gentleman said he liked it, but he would rather have cheeseburgers. So Saturday, we're going back down and have a cookout with these men. They're all Vietnam veterans. And we've had some donations to help with the meat and everything. And I can't wait to go visit with them. They're such great guys.
I like to mention that you're the president now, right?
Yes.
He is the president of the auxiliary. So I'm a regular member, my husband is the commander. And it's so nice that we work together. I think our post does a really good job working together with the auxiliary membership. And they've been an amazing group of stand down. They've been really great. I would like to touch about the stand down too. People know it's coming every year. We've actually had veterans of Florida coming. Last year in particular, we had a couple of Iraq vets that showed up just to see what it was. And they actually met, and they've been coming to our VFW. They play pool. You don't have to drink when you come to VFW. That's a big thing that I'd like to let everybody know. It's just there for camaraderie. And it's a really good support system. So we've actually, the stand up really helped bring them together, and now they're on full teams, they come in, football games. It really does bring people together. It's a really good
And that's another thing like we did last year at Thanksgiving and Christmas. We got together with the senior vice and commander of the group, and we put together a full course meal for veterans that had no family or no place to go on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. They had all their food laid out for them. They didn't have to pay for anything. It was all there. They could take it home, take stuff home, and it was a really nice day.
When I visited the VFW and I did a story on them, I was amazed. I mean, it's the only place in town that's open 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Yeah.
And, you know, including the kitchen and stuff. And so it really is, you know, just a great supportive family.
Yeah. And speaking of family, we have a Christmas breakfast and an Easter breakfast with the children of the members, the veterans, and even their outside family can come in, and it's all paid for through the auxiliary donations. We have they get a Christmas gift. They have Santa Claus there. All the food is donated from different organizations that help out the veterans. And we do the same at Easter. They see the Easter money, we give them an Easter basket full of stuff, and they have a good time.
That is nice because a lot of times people get about children of veterans, and a lot of times children of veterans sometimes go through different things that other children may not have gone through.
Exactly.
And they get to then talk to as well together and kind of play and just kind of bond that way too. So the auxiliary does do a great job for us of just bringing everybody as a whole together.
Yeah, I think that's great because, there's a lot of things that the families of veterans go through that other families don't. And then when you're in the public school system, and, all of your classmates have lived in their town like their whole lives. And, you move every couple of years and things like that. It's good to be able to have a resource of being around other children and, families that are have the same experiences that you have.
Or even spouses. Spouses get a whole other.
Yeah.
We get a whole different one sometimes too.
Yeah. No, that's great. Mm-hmm. So, let me see. We are just about to finish up episode 1 here. And I wanted to know if there were any things that I perhaps forgot or anything. Well, she's finding out right now. But any other like closing thoughts, like maybe about your Civil Air Patrol or anything?
Just that there is a veterans office in every county, so it's not just Lawrence County specific. There's one, and we're all trained the same, and we do the exact same thing. We just want to help the veterans and family members.
Good. Okay, so I think. Okay, so this will conclude episode 1 of Veteran Services with the Sidewalk Report. That is Maggie May giving us and all of you folks at home a fond farewell for episode 1. Please remember to tune in and like and subscribe. Episode 2 is coming, and thank you very much, everyone, for coming today and being a part of this. I know we all want to, reach out to the community and show everyone the resources that we have here and the organizations that we have here and learn about it. So, thank you very much again, and this has been the Sidewalk Report. Hello, and thank you for watching this episode of the Sidewalk Report. Stay tuned and keep an eye out because we will have more episodes on this and other topics. Questions, thoughts, comments? Do share. I am Dante, and this is the Sidewalk Report.